There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly webinar. My name is Evan. So glad that you guys are joining us once again for Hik-League. Today's session, we're going to alarm system, so we're going to get into it. At the end of it, I will upload also another video. Once we're done with this recording, we will have a second recording that's going to be unboxing of the AX Pro. So, yay. All right. So moving forward, just part of the introduction. Let me just make sure everything is right on my side. Multitasking, yeah? There we go. All right. So for the AX Pro family, for that series, there's a lot of equipment. I'm also going to show you a little bit more close-up videos regarding that. So definitely stay tuned for the second part. What else is there to tell you? Oh, well, what's new and what's not? So obviously in the panel range, just to get my laser out here, we got multiple different wireless and wired panels. Then we have multiple different detectors. Some of those detectors are ceiling mount, some of them are curtain mount, some of them are with built-in PIR, with that PIR sensor itself for the cam. So allowing us to take snapshots, outside detectors with also new models also out. So that's pretty cool. Then obviously the door contacts, we'll go into that as well. Then the new repeaters also out. There's some additional changes that I can only share so much at this moment. And then some additional ones. So from our LCD keypad to our black key fob, which is our remote, as well as panic button, the intercom and indoor speakers itself that allows the sound to travel inside the house and also two-way communication. We'll get into that. And then the outdoor ones, then we get into the glass plate detectors itself. There's also the door contacted glass plate detector as well as the sensor. Then we get into the additional plugins itself, so transmission of any type of alarm system equipment, so a third-party application, power supply for 12 volt, not just for AC. Then we have our temperature and humidity sensor, water leak detector, our smoke detector, heat detector, as well as gas detector. So different detectors for that. And then obviously our relays as well that I will highlight as well a little bit later on. So communication-wise, very straightforward. So obviously these devices communicate as a wireless detector compared to normal wired ones. We do have modules to transmit this wirelessly to the panel. We also have the tools that give us the capability of arming or disarming the devices, whether you use a keypad or maybe a tag reader or maybe a tag or a key fob, a remote. So it depends on that classification. And then also sounders or outputs as well. So it depends on the classification. These frequencies will go through on 868 megahertz frequencies. This is the only product line in South Africa that we make use of this frequency. The other frequencies we are not using due to technical reasons as per safety and etc. and rules and regulations. Then it goes over to the internet and it communicates to an arm response company. Arm response company can use Hik-Central for that application. It depends on the environment and the module that you're going with, as well as with your Hik Partner Pro as the installer, and also as the end user as Hik Connect. So there's multiple ways it can communicate in different languages. Right. Moving forward from there, two ways that we can communicate with devices. So the first one is obviously our Tri-X frequencies. That's our wireless frequencies. We can do up to 2,000 meters. That is 2 kilometers. That is in a perfect environment. Think about a farm where there's nothing and you have line of sight and you have one device and another device and that can communicate up to. So a perfect environment regarding that. And please do not forget about the frequencies. And then if you are using the Cam X, which means that it's a PIR or an outdoor detector with a cam itself, and it's not a camera, it's a cam that takes snapshots. If it's a cam, it's only up to 800 meters in a perfect environment. Right, moving on from there. Then we have different ways that we can communicate with pulling in third-party applications, especially on surveillance side. So we know with CCTV surveillance, especially in Hik-Vision products, it's much more accurate compared to a detector or anything else. It's not just our AccuSense cameras, but also when it comes to our thermal cameras. So imagine what we can do with that. So in the thermal cameras, we have two categories. One is for perimeter protection, for security, and the other one is for fire prevention or, temperature environment itself. So as soon as it sees something, it will notify. This can be linked via the IP address straight to the panel. Depends on what type of panel do you have. Some will have 2 channels, some will have 4 channels. The maximum is 4 channels, or you can use the actual trigger from the alarm resources, if I can put it that way, from the camera straight to the panel. Depends on the amount of zones that you are making use of. Then we can also add in third party as well. This can be done through a switch or through the cloud process to be able to communicate with Hik-Connect. Right. So there's multiple different ways that we can make use of it. So if there's an intruder and the camera sees it, it can trigger the alarm system. If there's a fire and you're using a thermal temperature camera, it will trigger the alarm system. If there's maybe some office environment where there's some rules, maybe somebody is not at their desk, or maybe somebody has fallen down, because we've got cameras to tell you that, or maybe somebody's doing hands up, there's an armed robbery, then it can send the signal to the armed response or to the alarm system, then to the armed response company, as well as perimeter. So there's a lot that we can do with it. Once it triggers, like I said, depends on the panel itself, starting off with 2 ports that we can make use of, or 4. So it depends on the classification. So it takes that 7-second video clip of the incident and it sends it through with the alarm notification. So the armed response, or you, or whoever receives the signal, will get that 7-second video clip. Right. Moving on from there, just to show you a little video. My apologies if it does get a little bit stucky or crazy. I'm sure you all know how PowerPoints are working. So let's have a look at that. My apologies. I just want to make sure that the sound is here. I don't think the sound is playing. My apologies if it's not playing. It does not give me the permission to do so. Right. So outdoor camera with thermal capabilities. If this camera has the technology to pick up smoke or heat itself, immediately it will send the signal through and then obviously inform the armed response, and they can inform who they need to. I think that is January and the other one is March on the calendar, if any of the ladies wanted to know on the file. Okay, moving on from there. Right, what is the highlight points of it? So highlight points, obviously getting a 7-second little video clip. It's it's immediate direct notification. It's so easy to configure on a system. It's got that dual chipset itself to communicate, and obviously the remote control with it, from configuration to monitoring, etc. So there's a lot of benefits in that. So as I mentioned, there's different panels itself. This is the normal series. I'm showing you with my mouse, but you can't see it. Now you can with the laser. There we go. With the laser itself, you can see there, I'm highlighting the series. So what is the selling points? Oh, well, there's quite a lot, like I've mentioned already. You can go through this in your own time. There's a lot of selling points itself when it comes to these wireless alarm systems, and the reasoning why we recommend wireless instead of wired. But obviously, cost effective, people still want to go wired. So later on, we'll show a little bit of an option there, cost effective. Right, and remote upgrade. I mean, it's just so amazing that you can upgrade the panel yourself. So there are different models. So the first model is obviously the 64L model. The 64L model does not have a tag reader on the panel. Please take note, it doesn't have a tag reader on the panel, meaning that I don't need to have a keypad. If I don't want a keypad, I will still be able to see the zones on my phone. So when I get the notification. But when I want to use the tag to arm or disarm, I can't do that. Only with the M model, right? That's this one. Then you have the M2 model and the M2H model. So there's 2 categories there in that, but there's a lot of benefits from the dual chip, like I said, the communication itself, the long hour battery use, the different options for communicating to different platforms. So well worth it itself. Friendly for end users or anybody to set up every time we have a training session. And very soon, like I said, I'll have on our YouTube channel little video clips to show you how to quickly add the device and some additional things. So we are ready with our setup. I'm very excited about that, and the videos will be released very soon. Moving forward, just to break down on the L model, like I said, it's a 64 input or output that can be used. You can have up to 32 remotes or tags that can be used with it. What else is there? You can have up to 4 sounders, so indoor or outdoor, 2 repeaters that can be added to it, and we'll get into the repeaters. You can have 32 users, 16 areas, and I mean, a lot of people don't understand the areas. Areas is the same word for partition. So in South Africa, we call it partition, but in general language speaking, it's area. So you can have your front lawn, you can have your backyard, you can have your outdoor detectors, then you can have your, another area for maybe electric fence, maybe for your cameras, then you can have for the granny flat, for the tool shed, the garage, and the list goes on. I mean, that's already 7 different partitions. So you can arm what you want to arm when you want to arm it. And some people don't always understand, if I have maybe detectors and cameras in my front yard and detectors and cameras in my backyard. Maybe I have a party at my house and people are parking in the front. It's easy for somebody to jump over the wall and go to the vehicles while we're all at the jacuzzi in the back having a braai. So this way you can arm the front. So if somebody is there, you'll be notified. So security-wise, there's a lot that you can do with that. Right, that's entry. Then we get into the M model. Like I said, 96 inputs, outputs, more key fobs and tags itself that can be used, 6 sirens, 4 repeaters itself, 48 users, 32 areas, and you have also additional communication. So you have the 3G and the 4G dual SIM that can put in. The battery life is still the same. And then the M2 model or the M2H model, there's 2 categories. There's quite a bit in there itself. So there's different options. So it depends on your application. Larger battery, the M2H can handle 2 7-amp-hour batteries inside the case itself, inside the box. So definitely have a look at that. So there's a big change when it comes to those capabilities. Right, moving forward, just from a panel point of view, for the Ultra series. So this allows us to have the board straight in clipped. Very simple, no screws, just clips in itself. So it's easy to unclip. There's also additional antenna that can be connected for the GSM network. So if you maybe in a warehouse or basement area or wherever the situation is, and we even provided now extra clips on the top that you can break out and also use to mount this antenna. So making life a little bit easier and more convenient for you on the panels. Right. Then for the normal kits itself, there are different models. So the first model is the 64. Then we have the 64 with a 2G note, the 3G and 4G SIM, no 2G itself on there. Then we have obviously the big one, like I said, the one with the 3G. This is the one I'm going to be unboxing this particular kit for you guys to show you a little bit how that looks like. I just want to focus on something. It does not say how many tags. I see in my box I've got 3. I'm not too sure if there's 3 in the box or only 2 or 4. I don't know. Somebody has already fiddled with that box, so my apologies on that. I'm not 110% sure on that. Then for the wireless keypad, I will also highlight that. Also the one with the LCD screen, I will just explain that just now. That's new to our series itself. Then obviously the tag reader is an old one. It's very easy to install. It's also wireless. You can take your tag straight to it and just tap onto that. Then the remotes, a lot of people are familiar with the white ones. We also have the black ones now. They're in the bracket B for, okay, moving forward. And then the tags, yes. So there's the tag model M1. So which means we don't highlight it there. My apologies. I don't know why. Okay, but anyway, moving forward on the keypad, the LCD keypad, this thing is amazing. I sometimes just press the light button itself to wake up mine. Some of the other guys told me they just use their palm just to tap on it and then it wakes up. The nice thing, it's got the built-in tag. There's so much. It tells you the zones. As long as you keep the firmware upgraded above this level, from a technical aspect, later on we'll highlight how that basically works. But this is the opportunity for that. So LCD keypad, you also have your fire, your medical, and your panic on the keypad. You can search for different zones. You can unlock it, arm it. There's so much that you can do with this keypad, so it's a very nice user-friendly option. Communication, as you can see, frequency, as you can see, batteries, there's 4 of them inside it, so it makes life a lot easier itself. It's got a 2-year lifespan on that battery on an average environment. I can honestly tell you my previous model keypad, it's this one, used I think it was the AA or AAA batteries. I think it's the AA batteries. And mine lasted for 3 years. And then I had to replace the battery. So I'm still busy testing this one of mine at home. So I'll let you know in future how long the battery lasts actually. But it says, yeah, 2 years. So, and I believe it. All right, moving forward, there's quite a few little features. Shows you that zone that went into alarm. There's some additional faults that it can show you on the keypad as well. So making your life a little bit easier. Also showing you the lock, when the alarm was on, when it was disarmed, what was triggered, etc. So there's quite a bit. There's also some indicators on the top of the keypad indicating to you the signal strength, if the alarm is armed, if there's a problem on the alarm, whatever the situation might be. Right, in the keypad, very easy to use touchscreen. And then like I mentioned, the key fob at the bottom. So very user-friendly. Put that tag there, disarms or arms the alarm. My kids each have a tag with their keys, so it makes life a little bit easier. Well, moving forward, then we have our wireless repeater, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. We have our single module. This provides us a 1-channel input and also 1-channel input tamper, as well as a PGM output, so we can trigger maybe something as a PGM, right, as an auxiliary output. Then you also have the 16-channel with 2-channel outputs. This module transmits basically any wireless signals to the panel from whatever you put into those zones, meaning that if I have an existing alarm system and that alarm system is an older model and it's not wireless, it's wired, then I can remove those cables and obviously put it into this panel, giving me the capability to wirelessly transmit to my alarm system, my X Pro. Then I also have the relays itself. Later on, we'll also highlight that. You have the ones with AC up to 13 amps, and then you have the DC ones up to 36 volts, 5 amps, 1 channel. So very nice to be able to use those. I use them a lot on different environments. Technically speaking, if you do have a qualified electrician, they can put up a relay on your DB board, which has an input trigger for normally open and normally close. And you can use the DC model with a 12-volt power supply just to open and close that contact. So you can switch on your jacuzzi at nighttime or on your way home if you know it's date night with your wife. Sorry, honey bunny, I have to share information. Moving forward, when it comes to the smart plug, it's nothing new. There's a lot that you can do with it. Again, switching on, switching off something. So from the normal app itself on Hik-Connect, this gives you the capability to see your alarm panel and your relays. So all you have to do is just press the on, off, whatever your case, whatever you want. I've got mine set on the DC 12-volt one to a relay on my fish tank with the light above my fish tank, because my fish can only have 8 hours of light and then 8 hours of darkness. So you can go onto it and put a schedule as well, which is the awesome part about it. So you don't have to remember to switch it on and off, switch it on and off. So it does it for you. Anyway, moving forward. So wireless repeater, we've upgraded. It's the same size as the panel now. The battery has also been enlarged, so giving us more hours itself on the battery. Communication is still the same. Quantity is still the same on the repeaters, up to 4 from one panel. So that's the B, that's the plus model. So there's some additional features here. One feature is the temperature. So instead of just the normal 0 degrees, we can do up to -10 degrees. So if the panel is in a cold basement environment, this will still continue to work as it's supposed to. Right, moving on from there. Then we have the indoors sounder itself, which is very nice. Outdoor sounder with different colors, so you can opt for whatever color that you want to indicate as a strobe that the alarm is going off. And then a new intercom model for siren indoors, and it's got the plus model, so we've upgraded that as well. I will highlight that just now. Let me just go to the next page. There we go. So the sounder sides, you got ones for indoors, one for outdoors. different dBs itself. You can change the volume, and we cannot go higher than 110 dBs in a residential environment. These get mostly used in a residential environment, so recommended by a standard of South Africa. Don't irritate your neighbors, it's not nice. Moving forward, communication-wise, distance, battery life, I can definitely agree upon this one. It definitely lasts for 5 years. Mine is still going. Right, moving forward, IP rated obviously for outdoor. Then for that wireless video intercom sounder, this gives you two capabilities. The upgrade version now is the same as the previous one. It will sound to say there's an alarm, and then there's a two-way communication. The previous one had a microphone and two-way communication with the ARC company, but that thing is open. So if you have conversations with your family, whoever has the app or whoever has permission can listen to your conversations. Not a nice idea. So we fixed that. We put a button on it. So it's like an intercom two-way, system. So if there is a problem, you just push the button, you can communicate, and you can carry on. Right. So very nice, easy to use. That's the only big difference about the Plus is just the button itself. Then obviously some additional features in the new one. So any ambient noises, any, the echo reductions and all those things, all the AI technology will take care of that. So adapt to that environment, which is just brilliant. The nice thing is from an on-response company, if somebody has fallen down, they can yell, help. I don't know how they're going to push the button, but when they go for the previous one. But if something does happen or they see something happens, they can ask over from the on-response company or whoever monitors it, are you okay? Is everything okay? Etc. Right? Making it easier. Moving on from there, so please make sure that the app has been upgraded for the and through the app on Hik Connect and Hik Partner Pro, that you have the latest version in order to make use of that. Right, moving on from there. So for the wireless modulators, so this allows us to put multiple zones in, like I said. So third-party application, which is perfect. You can have a 7 amp hour 12-volt battery in there. It can also be not just a lead acid 7 amp hour battery. It can also be a 8 or 9 amp gel battery, but not lithium ion batteries. We do not approve because we do not have any control over the batteries BMS for discharging, and we don't want to damage your battery. So we don't approve of that, right? So power outputs itself, so you can power up the devices. 2-wire relay, it's also in there. So 2-wire connections, as I mentioned, everything is in there. So very simple, very easy to use. Then detectors, we got quite a few different detectors. Depends on your application where you would like to make use of it. Please take note of the one with the F. There are two different models. One is just a normal one with infrared, and the other one is a color view one that does not need any light in that environment, giving you colorful snapshots, in that environment. So up to you. What else can I tell you about that? Obviously, it needs to be mounted and installed correct. It's got a creep zone on it, the IR. The other one does not have an IR, the creep zone. Battery tamper switch at the back. Up to 30 kg pet immune, so that you have to set it. The batteries, there's 3 of the CR123A batteries. They are lithium ion batteries. They last up to 6 years in this device. 3 years, 6 years, that's a lot. So it takes a snapshot with 20 images. So 20 snapshots, puts it together and sends it through to you as like a little video clip, but it's actually not a video. It's just, multiple slides. Then for all these devices, we used to have different brackets. Some people complained, but I got it. And it's got a ceiling mount bracket, but I need a wall mount bracket. That's a problem. Then, for universal brackets, it's also kind of difficult. So we created one bracket for all. Congratulations, right? Just to show you how that bracket looks like. So compared to the previous one, the new bracket is an all-in-one, so you can change it how you would like to. So we made it very user-friendly. There's also other accessories like the FSK cable if you're using an FSK radio. There's also other ways where you don't have to use FSK radio serial cable, but it's up to your environment. Then power supply, like I mentioned, there's one with 12 volt, one with AC, so it depends on your application where you would like to use it. Some people ask why 12 volt? Well, 12 volt is for solar systems, etc. And this is how the batteries look like. Yes, they're from China. They're Hik-Vision site, so don't worry about that. So batteries are there. Glass break detector. There's also, I don't know where that one disappeared to. Let's go back. Oh, it's there. I don't know, but you get a normal glass break detector. It disappeared. God, I don't know why. I think maybe because we're trying to let you know, go with the PIR and glass break detector. Yes, please look out for the glass break testers. Later on, we will highlight that a bit more. Please don't take actual bottles and break them to try and simulate glass break. There are actually detectors to test that. It's a glass break tester itself. So definitely keep your eye out on that. What else is there? Okay, it's just moving forward. Okay, I don't know why that went down there, but okay. So again, we are highlighting. Let me just double check. Yeah, again, we're highlighting. So from the slim, we're no longer pushing the slim door contacts. We're just pushing the normal door contact with the B bracket. The nice thing is also at the back later on, I'll show you, you can add additional wires. So if you want to make use of the communication of that door contact. Then we also have the door contact with a shock breaker inside it. This allows that if somebody is hitting the door, it will still send a signal. All right. So very nice little options when it comes to that. So just letting you know where that sits. Moving on from there, from the door contacts itself, there are different models. Like we said, the slim, we're not really pushing that much anymore. There are different brackets as well for the door contacts now, holding it into place. Then for outdoor detectors, the new models, as I mentioned, there's some additional covers for rain shield as well on it now. So definitely have an eye out for that. This is the one with the dual PIR. Then you also have the single curtain one itself. We also have the outdoor ones, Triton signals, that I can show you a little bit later on with the cams or with the multiple cam. I will also highlight that in the practical unboxing, video type of thing. And then just tell you the outdoor ones quickly. For the outdoor dual PIR, this means that there is a nice lens in the front, especially designed for outdoor environments compared to some of the, we had some little problems, but we fixed those problems by letting you know that it's there. It's a 90-degree outdoor. It's got 2 sensors inside it itself, right there. It is up to 24 kg pet immune, meaning that if you do have very little animals running around, it helps. It's got 2 of the CR123 batteries in there, right? Also the bracket. So very nice, easy to use, installation and height, very important, right? Reason why very important is because the angle of how you're installing it and what it can see in a specific environment. This is very sensitive to certain environments. So if you don't want false alarms, follow the rules and regulations that's inside the box, right? Very importantly. Anti-masking, snapshots if you want to, maybe for images for certain environments, if you have the detectors with the cam itself. So it depends on your environment, right? So here's a little video just to show you how that looks like. Give me a second. Don't know if the sound is playing. If somebody's masking it, I'm sorry if I'm yelling. Okay. Letting you know there. You'll get a notification even though the alarm is not on. Very simple, very straightforward. So that means that if somebody covers the camera, it will obviously, I just got permissions now to share audio. Okay. Anyways, late now, but moving forward, right, very straightforward and simple. So different detectors itself, obviously the normal outdoor ones, now the new ones, definitely keep your eye out on them. And in the brackets as well, the different amount of kgs that they can handle. The battery lifespan of them is just amazing. What else was there that I can focus on? Oh, some of them can give you the picture, some of them can't. And the frequency stays the same overall. So that's basically there. Then for new outdoor door contact, meaning that it's IP rated, it's designed for outdoor environments. Later on, we will share more information, and I'll also do a little video of a quick show and tell in the future regarding this model that's designed for outdoor. It's IP66 rated, so especially designed for maybe a gate or a small little pedestrian gate or gate itself that closes and opens. And we all know the security issues with gates in our country. So moving on from there, Panic buttons as well. Please take note of the B model. So it's got an IP66 rated. So for moisture or somebody spills something on it, it's wireless. So it can be move around, etc. And then obviously the smoke detector, gas leak detector is also in there. I definitely highly recommend the gas leak detector, especially in modern complex environments. Water leak detector, I will highlight that later on. The humidity and temperature detectors, especially for, let's say, a server room, perfect environment moving forward. Or maybe if you've got pets at home and you want to switch on the aircon with the relay remotely. Moving on. All right. Then we have the hybrid panel itself. So the AX Hybrid Pro is a wired and wireless system, but you need to add a wireless module in order to have the wired part, right? So just to let you know, the panel, I'm going to zoom in quickly. There's the panel itself. Then we also have the mag locks and the different roller shutters itself. I'm going to move on here. The different detectors for outdoors and indoors. So definitely have a look at that on the wired side. And then we have also the wired PIR cam, as well as the keypad with the remote itself. It's LCD and it's got a tag in it. Outdoor and indoor sirens as well, with strobe light, the small one and the big one. Then the wireless receiver, like I mentioned earlier, and I'll also show that in my video to come. And then also the input and output expander that can be used. Then we also have the glass break detector, like I mentioned, as well as the glass break PIR. So you've got both. Oh, there we go. There's the glass break tester. So it's a special tester that can be ordered. This tester allows us to simulate the different sounds of glass breaking, whether it's shattered or, smash and grab, and there's different options. So definitely keep an eye out on that. And in future, we'll definitely do a video on that one as well. Panic buttons, my favorite, is for harsh environments where maybe you've got multiple tills and you've got maybe 8 tills and only one zone is for panic, for wired, normally zone 8. You don't know which one was pressed. This one will indicate to you which one is pressed, and you need a special key from the manager to release the panic button, which is nice that you know exactly which one it is. And also for till environments, if they open up the till, it will send through a panic button if it's not been authorized. Shock break detectors itself, and then obviously the smoke detector, gas leak detector, and then the different modules for communication. Moving on from there, PIRs, there are different PIRs itself, ceiling mount, like I mentioned. So have a look at those different opportunities. One's a microwave as well. And then for outdoors, there's also the outdoor models. They are wired, however, not wireless, with also the range shields that are available for them as well. That seems like that's it. That's the end. No, there's nothing. Okay. So let me share this one again. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to stop my recording here, if I can find it. There we go. Then I'm going to go over to Jade. The recording did stop.
Thank you. You stopped the recording.
Hi, Rue. Am I speaking to Rue?
I'm trying to.
Rue, it's Lauren from Hik-League. How are you? Another Friday morning. Here we go.
There we go. Jade, all over to you.
Okay, cool. We gonna, because of the attendance today, we're gonna do the lucky draw of the 500 ShopRite voucher.
Are you able to
Uh,
make a recipe
I haven't prepared the question yet though. Even do you have one?
Wherever you need to, but it's
No, but what I can tell the guys, if they want to, they can please stay behind after this. Then they can join onto the video for my side for the unboxing. So the only question I can ask maybe is, what is our frequency of our communication for our AX Pro panels? If you know the answer, please put it into the Q&A. I don't know who's the first one there. There we go, Mr. A Guest. I don't know who A Guest is.
So whoever the A guest is, you are the winner. As long as you are not from our distributor, because if you are, I'm gonna pass on to Trevor. And if Trevor is
Yes.
from our distributor, I will pass on to Chris. So I'll reach out. I'm not sure I'm gonna have your email address, a guest. So please, contact me. I'll type my email address in the Q&A box.
Right.
Ish. To all. Eben, you can do your part.
Okay. All right. Just give me a second, guys. Then I'm gonna. Thank you, Jade. I'm gonna continue on my side. I see Daniel here has a question for the temperature and humidity sensor. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I know there was a little bit of a hiccup there. I'm not sure if the team has fixed it. I haven't even asked them as yet, but I will definitely ask, and next time I will definitely relay and share that information. For the recording, it will be on our YouTube channel. So definitely take a note there. It will be on our YouTube channel. So if it's not recorded correctly or whatever the case is, I'm probably going to have to re-record it, but I will make sure that all these recordings are on our YouTube channel in future. That's it from my side. I just want to make sure there's nothing there. Jade, so the A guest did respond. So it's letting you know. Let me close that. Okay, now I'm going to change my camera angle. Look at that. Okay. So chat. No. Just want to make sure. Yeah, for some of the guys that heard telephone conversations, my apologies. It's not from my side. Okay, moving on. The share. Okay. I just want to make sure that my camera is displaying. Share my camera. How can I share my camera there? All right, guys, I'm just trying to sort out my side here for the recording, so I can also upload this to YouTube. Jade, I think you are still recording.